The other question is, so if someone does look at their, if they find themselves in a cash flow pinch or sees one on the horizon, what are the different specific mechanisms that can be put in to try to mitigate that?
Yeah, and I feel like that's very common through a lot of people. But once you identify and monitor that cash, you can start to manage it, and there's some good and bad scenarios, right? You can realize that you have a lot more cash than you thought, especially as you project out 3 or 4 months. But the other alternative is you could realize that you're going to be in a pinch, right? It may not be today, but you put something like this together, you realize that next month you're going to be in a little bind there. But it opens the door to those options, right? You start looking, I think, through the expenses. Is there a little extra meat on that bone that you can cut pretty immediately? Lines of credit, do you have that as a security in some sort of short-term bridge funding there? But even just going back to the basics, right, of looking at your AR, if there's any acceleration that you can do to collect some of that cash, maybe it is, we'll give you a 2% discount if you pay today. And then alternatively, look at the payables, and maybe there's good relationships with these vendors that, at least just to, be upfront and honest that you might be in a little pinch here. If there's anything you can push out, or even work with them if things get really tight, from that. But the main part is that put something like a tool, like a forecast in place, so you have that visibility to make those decisions ahead of time, be proactive than reactive when it's too late.